Thanks for joining us for a little girls high school basketball on this Tuesday evening. It is senior night for the Lanesville Eagles, coming in at 20-1 and ranked number 2 in Class 1A. Not a non-conference tilt with the Salem Lady Lions, who 2 years ago the runners-up in Class 3A. Thank you so much for joining us here on the ISC Sports Network. I am Greg Rakestraw, joined by Pete Smith. Pete being an absolute fashion plate tonight in the purple sport coat, normally reserved for a Garin Catholic state championship game. My friend, thanks for joining me, and thanks for joining the motif of the evening, wearing some purple for us.
Well, you're welcome. It's a special night for Lanesville and the Eagles. 20-1 coming into this contest, and just a special year.
It has been. This is a Lanesville team that has been absolutely ferocious defensively. They won their 5 conference games in Southern Athletic Conference by an average of 71-13. They have held 4 opponents in single digits on the season. They are the leading defensive team in the state in terms of points allowed at 22 points a contest. And they had a tough battle with Eastern of Pekin on Saturday. They had to outscore Pekin 14-2 in the fourth quarter to win that game 36-25. So clearly the calling card for Angie Hinton's team is what they can do defensively.
Very strong, and they've got a veteran leader as a coach, a state champion coach when she coached at New Albany, and they're going to be a handful tonight for this team, the Salem team. But Salem having a great season also, 10-6 right now, and have one common opponent that both of them lost to.
That's right. That, of course, being Corden Central. Lanesville lost in the championship game of Corden's Holiday Tournament, an event they won a year ago. Of course, Corden is a conference foe for Salem, part of the always tough Mid-Southern Conference. And Jerry Hickey's done a wonderful job at Salem. This might be the end of a run that the Lions have had. They have had 4 straight 20-win seasons. They had a sectional championship streak that was ended a year ago by Silver Creek, who would go on to win the state championship. So again, the Mid-Southern Conference has been represented by those 2 teams in a state championship game now each of the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's got a veteran team back, and as you say, these last 4 years they've been tremendous state runner-up 2 years ago, and got a daughter on the team too that makes it kind of special, Coach Hickey.
Natalie Knoll is the leading scorer for Salem. She, a 5'11 senior, she'll play at Division II Maryville of Missouri next year. She set the school record for threes in a game in a victory at Scottsburg just a few days ago, scoring 37 points. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, starting lineups and opening tip-off comes your way next here on the ISC Sports Network.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You need it, we have it. Lineberry Lumber and Hardware in Corden and Lineberry Home and Hardware in Floyd's Knobs has everything you need for all your home improvement projects. Paint, stains, lumber, lawn and garden, tools, windows, doors, grills, including Big Green Egg, and more. It's all in our warehouse. It stocks over 67,000 items. Our experienced sales and design team offers friendly hometown customer support. Stop by today, give us a call, or visit lineberrylumber.com.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Starting lineups are being introduced here in the gymnasium at Lanesville. Get our starters on the fly. Let's thank some of our great sponsors that are bringing you tonight's telecast on the ISC Sports Network. Thank you to the good folks at Blocker Concrete and Mike Blocker, your local flatwork specialist. 502-333-5223 or blockerconcrete@gmail.com. Mike, thanks for your friendship over the years, and thanks for your support of the broadcast tonight. We're talking about this lineup for Salem, and they have 3 young ladies going to play college sports a year from now. It's a senior class that has seen nothing but success at Salem. The same thing you could say about these Lanesville Lady Eagles. They have 2 seniors that are being recognized tonight. This is the final home game in the Eagles' nest for this Lanesville team. Kennedy Gordon and Emma Campbell, both are part of an 9-player rotation that Angie Hinton has for Lanesville, and they are part of the winningest class in program history. Their record 82-16 coming into tonight's game.
And how about this crowd? And I love the purple lights here at Lanesville. That's really cool. But a tremendous group. But they've got some pretty good young players too. They're mixing in here too.
Yeah, it's a Lanesville team that their top 4 scorers are all underclassmen. Their only double-digit per game scorer is Lindsey Warner, a 5'8 junior, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3.5 steals a contest, and she is also a 35% three-point shooter. What makes this story of Lanesville all the more impressive for this year's 20-1 record is they graduated the program's all-time leading scorer off of last year's team in Gracie Adams, who is now playing at Kentucky Wesleyan College.
Pretty impressive.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the ISC Sports Network. First time our cameras have been here in over 3 years at my alma mater. It is good to be home, even if we're doing so remotely from the ISC Sports Network studios tonight. Jumping at center for Lanesville will be Morgan Sonner, their 6-foot junior center. Abigail Ratz will have the honors for the Lady Lions. Getting in a good crowd on hand. You got to notice Pete Schickel right away at the center of the court. Approaching triple digits is the Lanesville legend, has his reserved seat in perpetuity at Lanesville High School.
Starting out in the 2-3 zone. The Eagles, there's a skip pass that's ill-advised and stolen.
That is Warner on the read. This is a Lanesville team that is averaging a remarkable 16.5 steals a game in a 32-minute contest. And again, they have played a lot of running clock contests as well during the course of the season. From an offensive standpoint, Lanesville is solid, 58 points per game. This is one of a couple of freshmen will see some time in Crozier. For Lanesville had the ball in her hand. She had 22 points in a victory against Floyd Central on December the 30th. This is Emma Campbell, one of the 2 seniors for Lanesville. Now Morgan Sonner looking to go to work. Campbell will try a 3 and connect. That's how senior night's supposed to start for you, right?
Got your senior hitting a 3 right away. That was a great possession. I mean, they took some time off the clock, got a good shot, didn't rush it. Now they fall back into a 2-2-1 full court press.
Deep 3 by Salem. Cannot get the answer. That one goes up and over the basket. Supporting in that as Natalie Knoll, and she'll play for Colin Lanham at Maryville University in St. Louis this coming season.
UND's league.
That is correct.
Yes,
Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Yeah.
And Colin is a former UND men's assistant coach before getting into the women's side of college basketball. Colin played his college hoops at Wabash and foul. Here's Warner. Man-to-man to start things for Salem. And these are both 2 teams that really base what they do on what they can do defensively. Nice drop step by Sonner. Just couldn't get the bucket to go. Rebound corralled by Kaylee Klingel-Smith, who will attend Hanover College next year.
They extended the zone out a little bit here.
Another deep 3 by Noel. That does not go. And you know she can knock that shot down. Noel in the season a 37% three-point shooter.
Probably doesn't need to shoot it that deep, though. Maybe a little bit closer to the three-point line if she wants to shoot that 3. Both their shots have been a little out of range, I would say, as a coach. A little bit farther out than what a coach normally feels comfortable with shooting.
First time these 2 teams have played in over a decade. Elbow jump shot by Gordon is good, and somebody got the script. Get your seniors the first 2 baskets of the game. And that's going to be a reach-in foul against Lindsey Warner. For her first foul and team foul number 1.
Salem attacking the 2-2-1 zone, full court press pretty well so far. No turnovers from it yet, and that time drew a foul.
By the way, let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Jake Morris is our on-site producer tonight, and Dennis Glover is our man manning the camera high atop the gymnasium at Lanesville that made the drive to Southern Indiana for us this evening. Thank you, Dennis. Against the back of that zone, nice play. That's Ratz. Abigail Ratz 14 points a game, gets the first Salem basket.
Yeah, set play, they drew the zone over and they back-picked the low person. It's a 1-2-2 zone that time, and it was pretty easy to back-pick that person.
Little backdoor cut for Warner, and she did touch it last. Lanesville turns it over for the first time. Quick substitution here for Salem. As Klingel-Smith will check out. Salem will play 7, maybe 8. Lanesville kind of 7 to 9, depending on the way this game plays out.
Nice press breaker by the Lions.
On the drive, Ratz is fouled, and Abigail Ratz will shoot 2.
The foul is on Lanesville, number 15, Kennedy Gordon, her first.
So Kennedy Gordon picks up the foul. Ratz on the season from the free throw line. Misses that one 71%. She is a young lady that is going to play volleyball collegiately. So go across the river to play at Spalding University, Division III in downtown Louisville. Ratz connects on the second of the 2 free throws.
No switch defense right now, just playing man-to-man. Lanesville's just going to take their time, be patient, probe the defense a little bit.
Pull up by Crozier from the wing does not go. Good look, fight for the loose ball. Gordon with the save, but throws it right to a Salem player. At the other end, Ratz beats the defense on the floor. She's got all 5 for the Lions, and we are tied at 5, 3.5 minutes in.
First transition by either team for a score.
Salem averaging 53 points a game. Their opponent scoring 46 on the season. Now Warner looking to go to work. Shot was altered. And one thing that Lanesville's giving up, Salem will have a height advantage in tonight's game. Knoll, Ratz at 5'11" each. Klingel-Smith at 6 feet tall.
In 1-2-2 with a little soft trap there. Baseline's open.
3 by Knoll, and the corner does not go. She's now 0 for 3. Inside position was had by the Lions, but Warner able to wrestle away the rebound. Lindsay at 5'8", the leading rebounder for the Eagles on the season. Now Sonner going to work, bit too strong. Sonner, the second leading scorer for Lanesville, at just a tick under 9 points a contest. The first 5 points belong to the Eagles. Salem has since answered with a couple of field goals and a free throw.
The Salem offense is like a 1-3-1. They've got a high post center probing the defense, but can't get that bomb to go.
Hickey with a long three-pointer. And that ball goes all the way out to center court. Was touched last by a Lanesville hand. Hilton Brumley will check in here for the Eagles, another freshman. 5'7", 7 points and 2.5 rebounds a contest. So 2 of the 4 leading scorers for the Eagles, both in their first year of varsity competition. Noel goes 0 for 4. And in a trio of players, Warner had the rebound. Then on the jump ball, it'll go back to Lanesville.
She just could have got that outlet pass. They had all the fast break lanes filled, but that time 3 Salem players just defended her on the outlet and jammed her.
The Lanesville team has won the last 3 sectionals in Class 1A. First 3 in program history. Sonner, head fake and drive. Good looking move that wouldn't go.
Well, she's had a couple good looks at it, just hadn't been able to connect.
Now, Sonner by far the tallest of the Lanesville players. That's 6 foot tall.
Now back to a 2-3 zone this time, and the deflection and the steal.
Good hands by Crozier. Second turnover committed by Salem. Spot up 3. Got it. Second made 3 by the Eagles. Another steal by Lanesville. Campbell lets fire and barely grazed the iron on that one. And a reach-in foul coming against Lanesville.
They got Crozier on it, I think.
Public address confirms that is the case.
A lot of purple in the gym tonight. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but
Just
it's a great color.
Standard issue
Looking good.
for any Lanesville home game. This facility seats 1,500. Completed in May of 1994, the 28th year it's hosted Lanesville High School basketball. And see if that's a foul. I think Lanesville fans had hoped it might be a jump ball. A reach-in foul going to be called. They're going to say before the shot. It goes against Ava Kerr, who just checked in, a 5'4" sophomore. Ava averages 5 points a game.
Boy, Salem got lucky there. Not a lot of movement in that out-of-bounds play underneath. Good flash, though, to the middle, too high.
And Campbell gets the takeaway. Then is fouled, then helps the Salem player to her feet. That is turnover number 4 committed by the Lady Lions. Klingel-Smith picks up the whistle. First team foul against Salem as well. Tremendous student crowd on hand tonight here at the Eagles Nest. Campbell from the lane. Good look that wouldn't fall.
It's a nice ball screen, got right to the middle.
Yep. Been a lack of good looks so far. The Eagles, just a matter of knocking them down. And just 36 points scored in a win on Saturday against Eastern of Pekin. That'll be carrying the basketball. And it has to be obvious for that to be called anymore, and that it was.
It's kind of a lost art. Yeah, and when I say lost art, a lost call nowadays.
A lost art in terms of exactly how you call that as an official, but it was the proper call. Make that turnover number 5 now committed by Salem.
Good curl cut there.
Warner lost the handle. Second Lanesville turnover. Again, Salem flying down the floor. Left-hand layup does not go. Rats are to track it down. But every pass contested by Lanesville defensively.
Yeah, they really play aggressive. Sometimes a little too aggressive, but so far it's paid off as they lead by 3.
A reach-in foul coming on Crozier. So Crozier will pick up her second foul.
I will tell you, she's worked that point of that zone really hard. She's covered both wings. Let's see if Coach Hinton's going to give her a break here with 2 fouls or not.
So far the answer is no.
Nope, I saw the communication between the coach and player, and she just said, be smart. Easier said than done when you're a player. You get aggressive, you get the juices flowing.
You can hide a player a little bit more in that zone. You can hand him the passing lane by Kerr. Fight for the loose ball. Touch last by Warner. It'll remain Salem basketball. And now Crozier will check out. Sonner checks back in. We'll need the communication as to, okay, who with Sonner coming in a post for a guard as to who goes where in the zone. Knoll gets a look and can't buy a bucket right now. Weak side rebound, should be a jump ball. And the arrow will keep it to the Lady Lions. So 3 field goals so far for Lanesville, 2 for Salem.
Yeah, middle's wide open on a pretty good out-of-bounds play.
Rats, the step through, good look that wouldn't fall. And Sonner comes out of there, and it's all Timbers with the rebound.
Both teams really are getting good shots at their end.
Kerr for 3. Lanesville not showing an interest in holding it for a last look there.
Good trap.
And that'll be a jump ball.
Yeah, nice job by Ava Kerr.
Go right back to Lanesville.
She turned her back. The Salem player turned her back. She just snuck up there and made that easy trap.
You know, my Lanesville sources said she was a fighter and a scrapper. That's Mom, by the way. That's what she said. And video proves that out. And that'll be a blocking foul against Natalie Knoll. Her first foul and team foul number 2. And Knoll is averaging 16 points a game, and frankly, you had a feeling she's due from an offensive standpoint at some point. It has been bombs away. Good looks that simply haven't fallen for her yet. The clock is on your screen. 10 seconds. Now less than that left to go here in the half. Warner, the step back high arching 3. It does not go. The defense always travels in Lanesville with an 8-5 lead in this, their final home game of the season. Back with more in a moment as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
You need it, we have it. Lineberry Lumber Lumber and Hardware in Corden and Lineberry Home and Hardware in Floyd's Knobs has everything you need for all your home improvement projects. Paint, stains, lumber, lawn and garden, tools, windows, doors, grills, including Big Green Egg, and more. It's all in our warehouse that stocks over 67,000 items. Our experienced sales and design team offers friendly hometown customer support. Stop by today, give us a call, or visit lineberrylumber.com.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you can watch, you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Let's thank our friends at First Harrison Bank, serving Southern Indiana for over 130 years. 18 locations in Southern Indiana and Bullitt County, Kentucky. Let Banking Butler serve all your financial service needs at firstharrison.com. First Harrison, proud to support both the Lanesville Eagles and the Salem Lions.
You can see Coach Hinton getting her players lined up as how she wanted to guard the inbounds play. Still staying aggressive there, even with Crozier on the bench.
Warner again, hand in the passing lane.
It's been an all zone defense for Lanesville and all man-to-man in the half court for Salem.
If somebody charts deflections for Lanesville, they're going to run out of ink or lead in their pencils very quickly.
Yeah, they really have active hands, you're right. And again, same way trying to get the ball in bounds. Not a lot of movement here by Salem.
Lanesville did have a game where they did not allow a field goal earlier this year.
Straight 2-3 this time. They played a little 1-2-2 for a while. Straight 2-3 zone there. 2 attempts by Salem, 3 attempts by Salem.
And Sonner blocked them both.
Yep.
Klingel-Smith the first one, Ratz the second, and eventually Sonner out of there with the loose ball. There's Brumley. Good look at Jerry Hickey there on the sidelines. What a great job he has done. As the head coach at Salem, he's the assistant principal at Salem as well.
Missouri native. Came here to IU as a student and left for a while in South Carolina and came back.
Sonner, another good look that simply would not go. Knowles, a player you got to guard from about 25 feet and in if you're Lanesville. And that draws Kerr's attention immediately. Gordon, good defensive effort. Fight for the loose ball. Tracked down by Salem. Jump shot is good. That is Sydney Brown. She's the first player other than Ratz to score tonight. And the Lions are back within one. Again, this is part of a 3-game stretch that Lanesville knew would be a lot more difficult than some of the competition they have faced this year. It's all against teams from the Mid-Southern Conference. They actually have 10 days off after this game before then finishing at Scottsburg next Friday night. Runner is good and the foul. And that's the freshman off the bench in Brumley.
Great drive. Just saw that seam on that right block and got to the block. She's got 5 and a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play after making 1 from behind the arc.
Now, should I just start saying hi to the people that are sitting underneath the baseline
Sure.
at some point in time on the broadcast? Well, Steve and Carol Smith. Steve's having enjoying a little popcorn right now. Brumley on the season, 63% from the line and connects. 11-7 the score. Lanesville's had 3 trips where they've scored 3 points. That's the old-fashioned 3-point play that time. Brown all the way down, and Gordon got her on the arm. So Kennedy Gordon picks up the foul, and we'll have 2 free throws coming up for Sydney Brown, who is a 48% free throw shooter on the season. They're going to call that on Sonner instead. I thought that was on Griffin, but they're going to say Sonner. Sonner's first foul.
That's because you're looking up in the crowd, seeing who's a.
I
thought it was Sonner there, but thought maybe I missed something there.
So Brown to shoot one more. Good long rebound by Klingel-Smith.
I think Sonner getting that foul. She didn't hold her off or on the block out. Coach Hickey got a quick timeout there.
I would assume this is a 30-second timeout, just one to maintain possession. We'll keep it right here. Let's once again thank our friends at Blocker Concrete, your local flat work specialist. Give Mike a call at 502-333-5223 or email blockerconcrete@gmail.com. Well, I don't think I've come out and said this, but I would assume most of our viewers have probably figured out that this is a hometown game for me, even if I'm located currently 3 hours away from watching tonight's game. But I want to thank the folks at the IHSAA Sports Network for allowing me to have kind of the hometown night here. We did this about 3 years ago for the boys basketball team, for Mike Miller's team. I know you know Mike very well from your days at Manchester, his days at Northfield. He's been the boys basketball coach now for 2 decades at Lanesville High School. But the girls basketball team certainly has been worthy of recognition now for these last 4 seasons. Kerr with the steal, races down. Ratz gets it right back, but she was standing out of bounds when she touched it. Good hustle to prevent the easy layup, though, by Ratz.
Well, in all defense of Lanesville's defensive average, I can see why they don't allow a lot of teams to score. If you're not skilled, you're not going to be able to score on them because they have quick hands. They're always in front of the ball.
Gordon, the spot up 3. That is the 3rd made 3 by Lanesville. 3 of their 5 field goals have been from three-point range. Lanesville as a team makes 4.5 threes a game. Here's Noel down the lane. Let's see if that gets her on track. Her first bucket.
Wow.
And every look really had been from outside the arc so far.
That drives the coach crazy, though. Coach Hinton dribbled down about 80 feet, went all the way to the rim for a basket. In zone defense, that's not supposed to happen.
Warner gets downhill. Open over Klingel-Smith and got it to go. Warner's first bucket. So on back-to-back possessions, each team's leading scorer gets her first basket of the night. Here's Brown, Gordon with a piece. And Warner able to wrestle it away. They're going to get Klingel-Smith for a hold.
Salem doing a really nice job of breaking the press. But I tell you, you got the eraser back there. Warner did a nice job. Saunders had a block earlier in the game. When you have someone that tall that's that active with long arms, that helps at the back end of your press.
For Klingel-Smith, that is her second foul. Lanesville's lead is stretched to 6. Briefly was 7. The first time these teams have played since January of 2011. Part of Lanesville's effort to bolster their schedule, given the way their program has risen in quality. Gordon thought about it. Lanesville already has 3 victories over 4A programs this year. Kerr the drive, and the runner wouldn't fall, but there's Gordon, shot blocked. Second try by Gordon, no. Kerr, 4th time's the charm for the Eagles.
Yeah, they got the defense just spread out there, and the weak side board was wide open there for Kerr.
Brown had it poked away by Warner. The most points that Lanesville has allowed in the game this year, 47. That was to Trinity Lutheran, who was in the same regional with them a year ago. Trinity Lutheran ranked 8th this week in the 1A poll. Ratz and
nice.
1.
First time they've ran an out-of-bounds play. They've just kind of gotten it in the last few times, but that time a screen at the volleyball line, and maybe that'll get going again. She got off to a great start, but hadn't scored in a few minutes.
That's 14 points, 8 rebounds a game. Emma Campbell checks back in, as Gordon has. See, that was a foul on Gordon. That's 1 for 2 from the line, and left that short. Mention the fact that Lanesville has 10 days off before they play again. They'll play Scottsburg next Friday night. Salem very busy the last couple of weeks of the season. Tough angle to pass that time by Lanesville. At the other end, Brown connects. So Brown with 4, and a timeout going to be taken by Coach Hinton for Lanesville. This too appears it's going to be of the 30-second variety, so we'll keep it right here. So let me thank a business that is located nowhere close to Lanesville. That would be the Main Street Barbershop in Carmel. But much like the voice that you hear, proud to call Lanesville home, that being Matt Stilger. And frankly, Matt's haircuts are so good, it is worth the drive from Lanesville to Carmel to get your haircut there. Main Street Barbershop in Carmel. a modern barbershop for the modern family.
And a staple in Carmel.
Absolutely.
It is a staple.
It's good enough for state championship winning head coach Ryan Osborne of the Carmel Greyhounds. That's where he gets his haircut as the Main Street barbershop.
Keeps it nice and trim too, Coach Osborne.
It was aerodynamic as all get out last time we saw him on the ISC Sports Network. I think that played a factor in Senator only scoring 9 points in the first 3 quarters. We saw him a couple of weeks back. All right, so Angie Hitton calls the timeout there. What was she seeing that necessitated the timeout call?
That's a good question. I mean, you've got a 5-point lead, and when I say that, I think she just wanted to kind of get the game back into their tempo. They've rushed a couple shots and basically stop them on defense. They've done a nice job pressing. Let's see if they get out of the press right now for a little bit, especially with Crozier, the top of their zone player, still on the bench with 2 fouls.
Yeah, Crozier's not played for the last, say, 4.5 minutes. Came in with about a minute left to go in the first quarter with those 2 fouls. Lanesville's been patient offensively, has kept running their sets. They get a look they like.
I'll tell you, Natalie Dean has gone very quiet so far, but she's played very good defense inside.
Good drive by Kerr, good tip out by Sonner. Warner off the window, got it to go. Lindsay Warner, her second bucket of the quarter and second of the game.
Yep, going to stay in the 2-2-1, and Salem's done a nice job breaking it.
Hickey for 3, good look that wouldn't go. Good crash by Salem. So Natalie Knoll gets her second field goal. Now Brumley fouled. Not enough yet for the 1 plus the bonus for Lanesville. Sydney Brown picks up the whistle.
Overall, it's been a pretty clean game foul-wise. Not a lot of free throws being shot, usually just on shooting possessions, obviously.
Gordon will check back in. But a tighter rotation for Lanesville tonight, and understandably so with a bump up in competition. Rats the steal. And officially, that is turnover number 4 committed by the Eagles. Lanesville tries to hang on to the basketball. They give it away just over 10 times a game. Knoll for 3. And can't buy a bucket so far from outside the arc.
From outside, they are cold. They've had a lot of pretty good looks. Again, the first couple a little bit outside the range, I think they probably feel comfortable in. Credit Lanesville's defense, though. They're keeping them out. Other than press breaker, they've not really had good shots in the half court. Salem, I'm speaking about.
As a team, Salem 33% from three-point range. They make just under 7 a game. They have yet to make one tonight. Gordon gets downhill off 1 foot. Pretty move. And Gordon was 7, so the senior already over her usual points per game total. Brown will pull from 14 and too strong. You almost think Salem's going to see in ghosts on shots sometimes. That's how active Lanesville's been defensively. The Lions get it right back. Rats misses to the left hand, but the putback is there by Knoll.
Every time it looks like Lanesville's going to stretch out a little bit, Salem comes up with a steal and a score. That time, 2 shots at the basket.
And to give you an idea as to where these two teams
Great
kind of place
back cut.
from a state standpoint, as Warner will get 2 free throws. Lanesville checks in at number 55 in the Sagarin ratings across the state. That's the one-class computer ratings. And to give you some perspective, there's over 400 high school basketball teams in the state of Indiana. Salem checks in at number 69. Again, these are the statewide rankings.
And to put that in comparison, Salem is 16th in 3A.
Yep.
And you look at Lanesville, number 2 in the Sagarin ratings in 1A.
Warner misses both free throws. Warner a 72% free throw shooter than Kerr. Somewhat senseless foul there, her second. And it'll be 1 plus the bonus coming up for Salem.
Well, Lanesville's had their chances to stretch this out. Salem's had a lot of good shots. They've done a really good job breaking the press overall. I really like how Coach Hickey's got someone in the middle all the time to give you an outlet.
Rats connects from the free throw line. She's now 2 of 4 from the stripe. A 71% shooter on the season. The Salem team that beat Jeffersonville their last time out.
Always a good win when you beat Missy Boyle's team down there. It was only a 1-point victory, but a win's a win against the Red Devils.
Of course, Missy just led North Harrison to back-to-back 3A state championship games in the not-too-distant past. Deep three again is good. And it's the freshman Brumley with 9, her second made 3. And Gratz took an extra step before getting rid of the basketball.
She had the center open, I'm going to say at the center of the zone, but decided to go on the wing. The wings have to stay behind the defensive player or open up a passing lane, and that time she got covered. And Gordon just didn't have not Gordon, but she didn't have any option other than try to pass it around the player.
Gordon, you mentioned her name. Wow. She tries it from 3. Couldn't get it to go. All controlled by the Lions. Rats. A trailer 3 look for Noel. Left that one short, and Kerr will track it down. Noel's approaching the 0 for 7, 0 for 8 category from 3-point range. And Lanesville has been able to not really lose any ground without Crozier on the floor. Crozier, their 3rd leading scorer, sitting with 2 fouls.
Just like the Lanesville patient. They don't take too many bad shots. They really don't.
Inside out to Warner. Long 2. Maybe you feel a little bit less bad about a banked in 2 versus a banked in 3.
It was an open shot, though. It was an open shot.
Warner was 6 in the quarter and for the game. Trapped by Lanesville. Yeah. Step's going to be called. Unofficially 9th turnover forced by the Eagles here in the half, and they'll get one last look before the break. By the way, this 8-point lead is now their largest of the game.
Well, I know Salem's got 9 turnovers, but overall they've handled the press pretty well, considering Lanesville's press from as soon as they got off the bus, basically, in this game.
Gordon will get a last look. Left it short. But a solid half for the number 2 team in 1A girls basketball. Lanesville looking for their 21st win of the season. They lead Salem 27-19. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
You need it, we have it. Lineberry Lumber and Hardware in Cordon and Lineberry Home and Hardware in Floyd's Knobs has everything you need for all your home improvement projects. Paint, stains, lumber, lawn and garden, tools, windows, doors, grills, including Big Green Egg, and more. It's all in our warehouse that stocks over 67,000 items. Our experienced sales and design team offers friendly hometown customer support. Stop by today, give us a call, or visit lineberrylumber.com.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
How would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is game time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Take a look at our first half highlights. This was the opening basket of the game, a 3 on senior night for Emma Campbell. Lanesville jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Gordon had the next basket. She's the other senior for Lanesville. Salem would then get it back tied to 5, and then Lanesville's kind of kept throwing jabs from that point in time on. For the majority of the second quarter, Coach, it's been about a 5 or 6 point Lanesville lead. It's 8 at the break. Overall, your thoughts?
Well, Salem has died on the three-point shot. When I say it, haven't made one yet, and they've taken a bunch of them. A little bit outside their range, I think. Credit Lanesville's defense, though, for doing that, I think. They get rushed a little bit, and when they do kick it back inside out, they're about a step to step and a half. I'd feel more comfortable with them being closer, but Lanesville's defense has been very good. They're holding a team averaging almost 53 points a game to 19 points here in the first half, and it's been basically, I know you're going to give up a layup, as you see there in that highlight, when you're pressing, but the press has also worn them down. 9 turnovers by the Lions.
I think part of what even has to make Angie Hinton smile even more is the fact that her second and third leading scorers on the season score a point. Morgan Saunders had good looks, hasn't converted down low. Hadley Crozier sat for the last 9 minutes with 2 fouls. Lindsey Warner with 6. It's been more of the role players that have stepped up tonight. Hilton Brumley with 9, Kennedy Gordon with 7. That's both over their per-game averages in the season. Ava Kerr and Emma Campbell both have a basket as well. Not surprisingly for Salem, it has come from kind of the usual sources. 9 from Abigail Ratz, 6 for Natalie Knoll, 4 for Sydney Brown. That's it for this Salem team. If you're Jerry Hickey, what's your message to your ladies at halftime?
Try to get better shots. I'd say get your shot selection better. Get closer to the three-point line when you shoot threes. Make a couple. That lid's going to come off this half. They're going to, if they don't make a three-point shot in this game, they're not going to win. But I have a feeling they'll hit a couple and they're going to make a really good run here. But Coach Hickey's defensive-wise have been pretty good. It's just been they haven't made any threes.
Let's kind of look big picture for Lanesville again. They've got one more game left to play at Scottsburg next Friday night. They have a sectional that they would be, well, as heavy of a favorite as anybody in the state to win their sectional, given the fact they have won pretty much every game against sectional competition by 40 points or more. The stumbling block now has become the regional. They have made it there 3 consecutive years. Done this for a long time. You got a couple of state championship rings to back up. How tough is it to make that leap from being dominant in your conference, dominant in your sectional, to go over that hump and to claim a regional championship?
Mentally is going to be the toughest part. Mentally, you've just got to get over that hump. And this year's team, as we talked about in the first half, number 2 in the state in the Sagarin ratings, number 1 in the coaches poll or the Associated Press poll. So you know people think you can do it,
right, and
you've done it, but you've got to take that next step.
The other thing, again, like I mentioned this exact phrase earlier, defense always travels. I mean, it is, you see why. The proof is in the pudding. But to be averaging, allowing 22 points a game after having played 20 games, that's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. And holding this Salem team. This Salem team plays in a sectional, North Harrison section, where all 6 teams have winning records. I mean, they would be, as I was looking today doing some homework, they'd be number 1 in several other sectionals as the favorite. Now they're about 4th or 5th in their section.
By the way, thanks for doing my work for the pairing show for me on Sunday. I'll make sure I'll use that nugget coming up on the IHSAA Champions Network. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, third quarter action from Lanesville. Eagles and Lions. Lanesville leads it by 8. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you can watch, you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul?
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
You need it? We have it. Lineberry Lumber and Hardware in Corden and Lineberry Home and Hardware in Floyd's Knobs has everything you need for all your home improvement projects. Paint, stains, lumber, lawn and garden, tools, windows, doors, grills, including Big Green Egg, and more. It's all in our warehouse that stocks over 67,000 items. Our experienced sales and design team offers friendly hometown customer support. Stop by today, give us a call, or visit lineberrylumber.com.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
How would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not
before.
going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Third quarter action about to get started. Let's thank our friends at First Harrison Bank, serving Southern Indiana over 130 years. 18 locations in Southern Indiana and in Bullitt County, Kentucky. Let Banking Butler serve all of your financial needs at firstharrison.com. First Harrison, proud to support both the Lanesville Eagles and the Salem Lions. By the way, Pete and I again are together tomorrow night. Avon and Pike, our game tomorrow night. You can see also in the Indianapolis area on My Indy TV 23 with coverage beginning at 7:30. We saw Pike on Friday night, a position they are not normally in, running clocked by Ben Davis in the Marion County semifinals.
A team 9-1 getting running clock.
Yeah.
That's how well Ben Davis played. And Pike admittedly didn't bring their A game that night. Okay, now, first time they've changed out of the man-to-man defense. Salem almost forced a turnover there, an aggressive 1-2-2 semi-trap, aggressive trap, moving Nolan out to the wing.
And this is what you can do when you have players like Ratz and Knoll with such great length and experience defensively. Almost got one that time. Crozier spots up for 3. Good look that wouldn't go. Good set for Lanesville, just couldn't knock down the shot. Around the rebound for the Lady Lions.
Same defense Lanesville has played the whole first half, starting out in the second half, especially with Crozier back on the top of that. It's a 2-3 that goes into a 1-2-2 because Crozier's so aggressive at the top. They match up pretty well to a high post too, which I like how Lanesville plays this. And again, no made 3-point shots yet by Salem in the game.
That's going to be traveling. And again, to point out, to back up Coach's point about the no made threes for Salem. 33% from three-point range in the season. They make just under 7. Natalie Knoll, in a victory over Scottsburg a handful of days ago, made 8 and scored 37.
They're trying to defensively make Lanesville pick up the pace a little bit. A little bit quicker shot than they shot in the first half right there even.
And Brumley, another good look that would not go. So Lanesville 0 from 2 from outside the arc to start the half. Warner able to poke that away, but couldn't track it down in time. It remains Salem ball.
Stay in the zone defensively, Lanesville that is. In the out of bounds, almost gets a steal by Crozier. Very close.
There is no such thing as an uncontested pass in the half court against Lanesville.
Coach Hitton's defense has been very good tonight, which is to no surprise.
Right.
An outstanding high school coach. 99 state champions at New Albany, longtime coach at New Albany. Taught at Schreiber Middle School for a number of years before going to North Harrison as a teacher.
Rats finds a seam and scores.
Best possession of the night overall. I know they've scored points, but really patient there and found the seam of that Lanesville zone there.
So down to a 6-point game. First basket by either side since halftime.
And again, 1-3-1 zone defense by Salem.
Great lead pass to Sonner. Beautiful entry by Gordon.
And her first basket of the game, Saunders.
That was the entry that made that. And that's a difficult angle against that 1-3-1. Brumley got a hand in the passing lane. Gordon able to track it down. 2v1. Gordon goes up. Left it short. Good crash by Brumley. Got fouled by Knoll. Brumley shoots 2.
That press just keeps wearing you down when you have to be so sharp. And they use that center person a lot, Salem that is, on offense and against that zone. But that time, just not strong, and the Eagles kind of sucked it in there to make that steal.
And it's also a team in Salem that is not overly deep. 6 or 7 is about the extent of what they want to play. And even at this late stage of the season, when that happens, you're going to start wearing down a little bit. So Brumley, the first Eagle, in double figures with 10, and now make it 11. She is a 63% free throw shooter on the season, but has made all 3 she has tried tonight. Lanesville as a team, 3 of 5 from the stripe in tonight's game. And Rats
block
got fouled.
Yeah.
Well, really, it's 1A and 1B between Knoll and Rats for this team, but it has been Rats that has been more of the aggressor and more of the constant offensive factor tonight for Salem.
She's attacked the rim well. 3 of 5 going into this free throw. Make it 4-6.
She's got a dozen. She averages 14 a game. And Salem coming in at 10-6 on the season. Have won 20 wins or more in each of the last 4 years. They were in the Hall of Fame Classic not too long ago to give you an idea as to kind of their perception around the state. Lost that 3A game 2 years ago to Northwood in a defensive struggle for both sides at then Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Year before, lost to Benton Central in the semi-state at Jeffersonville.
Salem switched back to man-to-man defense there.
Sonner off the window, no. Good rebound by Gordon.
Ripped it.
Warner for 3. Good look that wouldn't fall. Crozier got her hands on it and ties up the Salem player, but the arrow will go the opposite direction.
So about 3 possessions in the 1-3-1, and now they fell back that time to man-to-man, gets a stop, and again, Lanesville keeps the pressure on, extends that full court or half court into a full court, and then they'll drop back into the half court zone. The question is, will and when will Salem hit a 3-point shot? Right now they're attacking the rim really well, and Rats has been the key component here to keep them in striking distance.
So Warner picks up her second foul. Once again, Rats to the free throw line. After missing 2 of her first 3, she has made her last 4.
Probably the most common thing these two schools have. They're both 5-1 against common opponents. They each lost at Corydon Central. Lanesville in the holiday tournament, or the early tournament, the championship, and then just recently, Salem lost to Corydon Central.
And Lanesville has not lost a game since November the 13th. And in that tournament, Lanesville beat New Albany and Wrights to get to Corydon. Over by Lanesville. Rats. Blocking foul going to be called. And it is a well-worn path for Abigail Rats to the free throw line. Now blocking foul goes against Gordon.
Well, she got rewarded there. She played great defense and caused the deflection and steal.
The third foul against the Eagles since halftime. And Salem already over the average number of points that Lanesville tends to allow in a game, to give you an idea as to how good defensive they have been this year. Kerr will check in. This time Rats goes 2 for 2 from the line. So back to a 6-point game, and Rats has 15 of the Salem 25. Again, all their points have come from 3 players.
Ooh.
Almost.
You know why it wasn't? Because it wasn't called. Almost a travel by Crozier.
Sonner from 16. Not that time. The way Rats has all 6 points for Salem since the break. Brown's going to get a look from 3, and that's good.
It's the first 3 of the game.
And a timeout going to be taken by Lanesville as the Lions have gotten it back to a 1-possession game. This is as close as it has been in a while. This is going to be a full timeout, so let's step aside. Halfway through the third quarter, Salem back within 3. As you're watching here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. So many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
You need it, we have it. Lineberry Lumber and Hardware in Corden and Lineberry Home and Hardware in Floyd's Knobs has everything you need for all your home improvement projects. Paint, stains, lumber, lawn and garden, tools, windows, doors, grills, including Big Green Egg, and more. It's all in our warehouse that stocks over 67,000 items. Our experienced sales and design team offers friendly hometown customer support. Stop by today, give us a call, or visit lineberrylumber.com.
Back at Lanesville High School, Greg Rakestraw, Pete Smith with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Lanesville getting a competitive game as they exactly as expected. Why this game has popped on Lanesville's schedule. Same to be said for Salem as well. Again, they play a great schedule, being in the Mid-Southern Conference.
They're in that 2-3 zone now, and it's very aggressive out front. Lanesville having trouble getting into what I call attack areas where they can actually score the ball from. The center's wide open if they can move someone up there, the Eagles that is. There's going to be a reaching foul right there on Sidney Brown.
Second foul on Brown. Again, this is one of the advantages Salem had coming into the game. They simply have greater length than Lanesville does.
And for the first time, they're using it. They played just straight half-court man-to-man the first half, but have extended this 2-3 zone out pretty far.
Yeah, with the 5 on the floor, all between 5'9" and 6 feet tall for Salem.
Lanesville's got to use that middle of the floor, though. That's wide open. They're giving them the middle there, and there's going to be a foul push on Klingo-Schmidt,
which will be her 3rd foul.
Let me say that one more time. Klingo-Smith. Since my last name is Smith, I should do a better job of that. Klingo-Smith.
Well, Hickey will check back in. That is Jerry's daughter, 5'4" sophomore. 2 points a contest for Kendall.
Oh.
Hurricane could have went to the backcourt to track that down.
Yeah. Man-to-man underneath, but now falls back again or moves back into the 2-3 zone. Pretty extended out pretty far. And it's been pretty effective. They're on a 5-0 run right now, Salem.
Right idea in terms of trying to find Sonner. Just the fastball couldn't handle it. Now a 3 could tie it here for the Lions. There's Dean.
Still not scored yet in the contest. Played every minute so far.
Rats, right idea, couldn't finish.
Oh,
Putback is there
by Abigail Rats.
She has 8 of the 11 for Salem in the quarter. And Salem has outscored Lanesville 11-4 since halftime.
The zone has really slowed down Lanesville. Just not getting quality shots and forced a couple turnovers.
Crozier lets fire. That does not go. And now Salem can take the lead with a bucket. They have not led tonight. Knoll to step through. Wow, half of them popped out. That'll be Salem ball because when Brumley tied up the Salem player, she was standing out of bounds. Gordon will come back in. Sonner will have a seat.
So both teams kind of have switched their defensive plan. Lanesville now, which played all zone the first half, into man-to-man, and Salem's been very effective with their 2-3 zone. Good cut.
Rats got it, and Salem's in front. Rats with 19.
Big possession for Lanesville. They got to answer after losing the lead.
And this is exactly why you play these games if you're Lanesville. Knowing the likes of teams you will run up against, likely in the regional round. It'll be Tecumseh or Vincennes Reveille, who is now back in the 1A ranks this year after making multiple trips to the 1A state championship game.
Good flare screen.
Kerr for Lanesville to go back in front. Not that time.
Everything was executed well. They got her a wide open look.
Lanesville just 1 field goal and 2 free throws since halftime. And Noel steps, yep.
Great defense there by Hadley Crozier. Stayed in front of the ball the whole time. Active hands, didn't foul.
And Salem has done this in terms of getting back in this game without Noel having a point. She did not score in the first quarter, had 6 in the second quarter, has not scored here in quarter number 3. Where are the attack points here for Lanesville?
The center of that zone, that 2-3 zone. They set the flare again.
Gordon lets fire. That does not go.
Yeah, but the last 2 possessions they've run for flare screens to shoot a 3-point shot. Neither one have been good. And they're not a very good offensive rebounding team tonight, at least. And boy, 2 players got tangled up there. Ooh, boy, that hurt me.
That is Brumley that is the
Brumley,
player down for Lanesville.
Yeah.
And Brumley has been the leading scorer for Lanesville tonight with 11 points.
Yeah, Rats was just trying to get down the floor, and Brumley was finishing her block out, and just they collided, and Brumley took the worst of the fall.
And Vince Stilger out immediately to take a look at Hilton. So while they're taking care of this, let's step aside. Quick injury timeout against Salem, now leading Lanesville late in the third quarter. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time. To pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Well, Brumley is back to a seated position and now should be helped to her feet. Not sure what her status will be for the rest of the night. Obviously, you hope she's all right for a couple of weeks from now when postseason play commences. And Salem has outscored Lanesville 15-4 since halftime, and not putting any weight on that right leg.
It was just a tough collision. Abigail Rasp was just trying to get down the middle of the lane, running back on defense. And Hilton Brumley was just holding her block out and just got caught as she tried to get around her and went down hard. I think they leg to leg made contact. Rats continued. She went down for a little bit, but didn't take the brunt of the blow that Brumley did.
Still a one-possession game, and Salem did not lead until it was 32-31. And the zone has flummoxed Lanesville.
It's been an 11-0 run by Salem.
Crozier slips it. Gordon got a good look, couldn't finish.
Real good look. Yep. Nice pass by Crozier.
That was the best look against the zone they have had.
Yeah, they penetrated the zone. I think Coach Hilton probably, during that injury timeout, talked about getting inside that zone, penetrating it.
Okay. Hands by Kerr. Ball's got to go up. Trying to find Rats. Dean shot. Got it.
Her first shot of the game and her first make of the game.
So Salem wins the quarter by a margin of 17-4. And they will take a 5-point lead, trying to ruin senior night for Lanesville in their home finale. Back with more in a moment as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by Blocker Concrete. Thank you to Mike Blocker and the folks at Blocker Concrete, your local flatwork specialist. Call 502-333-5223 or email blockerconcrete@gmail.com. Thanks to Blocker Concrete, First Harrison Bank, Main Street Barbershop, and Limeberry Lumber, bringing tonight's game to you on the ISC Sports Network. My partner pointed out, now 13 in a row scored by Salem. Lanes will have to come from behind in a second consecutive game against a school from Washington County, after doing so against Eastern Pekin on Saturday.
This 2-3 zone has really just stifled Lanesville. They did get a good shot the last possession, couldn't get it to fall in front of the rim. That was a penetration by Crozier there. She's trying to find the middle. But besides flare screens, they've just struggled with getting people shots in this offense here the second half.
Dribble penetration was the right idea. Crozier couldn't get the shot to go, but the loose ball ends up going off a Salem player to be Lanesville basketball. And another timeout going to be taken here.
Angie didn't like that segment there, so she's going to call a 30-second timeout and talk about it.
7:17 left to go in the game. And there's a 5-point contest. Busy week for us on the ISC Sports Network. We referenced the fact that Avon and Pike is the game that Pete and I will have tomorrow night. On Thursday evening, presented by Endeavor Communications, John Herrick and Jan Bozier will have the call of Cloverdale visiting North Putnam. On Friday night, Mike Broughton will be joining me for North Central and Lawrence North. And let's stop down on that one. Just your thoughts on North Central claiming the Marion County Championship and her first-year head coach, Kevin Gant.
It hasn't taken Kevin Gant very long to get the high school game figured out. He's got his kids disciplined. They're doing great things, and they're playing together. They share the ball very well, and they play defense.
Kevin, for the last 6 years, an assistant at the University of Southern Indiana. First under Rodney Watson.
Nice play.
On the dive to Warner.
Slip screen.
Inside out, Campbell for three, and let's see if that breaks the drought for Lanesville. Campbell had the first bucket of the game. This one also a three, and now with a made basket, you can set up that full court pressure, which has been absent for Lanesville as of late. Dean just made one shot, tried again.
Heat check, she's only taken one shot.
And not normally her MO, but got a good look, was half on and popped out.
Good look.
Now a three to reclaim the lead, or a two to tie.
Inside out again. Crozier she was ready for it, just didn't catch it. She was thinking shot, though, which I don't blame her.
Ends the little reset. Warner up and under, pretty move with the left hand, just couldn't finish. But got it back on the tip from Sonner, then is fouled.
We're going to get Rats on the foul, I think.
Because of the switch to zone, it's been much more limited fouls for Salem. The only player in any modicum of foul trouble is Klingel-Smith for Salem. She's got three. Warner with the step back. Missed it. Sonner, good tip to keep it alive.
Yeah, after this timeout, they've come out much more aggressive. Good inside-out play.
Three for the lead for Campbell. Short, but Warner with the rebound.
Where's Warner been all game? She's really, last 2 minutes, she's been very active.
Campbell again. Not that time.
We got 3 shots at that possession, so you can't feel too bad. Eagles just need to get a stop here. That's a no call.
Nothing there, just stumbled. Good job by Campbell. Jump ball is the call. The arrow will keep it to Salem. Rats just didn't see Campbell coming on that play.
Two-three zone underneath. Looks like it's going to be America's play. Should come off a baseline screen. Oh, there's a lob play. Yep, they ran one time in the first half. That time, though, they recovered well defensively.
Noel still can't buy a bucket from outside. You'll take that shot every time down if you're Salem.
From Noel, you betcha. Again, Salem played all man-to-man the first half, but the zone has really shut down the Lanesville effectiveness of their offense. Long skip pass, got lucky there. There's the middle right there. Couldn't get it to her.
That's what that length of Salem is such a problem. As is always the case, they will be a tough out come sectional time. Campbell again. This time dials it up, and Lanesville back in front.
Third tray of the contest for Emma Campbell.
The senior averages 4.5 a game. She's now got 9. Back-to-back threes by the
good
Eagles.
Place to pick up the trap. Oh, fouled her. Came across the wrist.
Just the 4th team foul against Lanesville, so no free throws out of that. Foul against Campbell. A lot of the volunteer officials did not like that call.
Well, when you come down from top to bottom and you swing down, it's a pretty easy call for them to make. It's hard to justify not being a foul.
Lanesville's representative in the Hall of Fame, and John Liskowinski, is in the building tonight. We can ask him, he's Hall of Fame official. That ball was tipped away.
Well, that was a set play. They had a baseline play set up for a 3, or a good look at least for a 3. Boy, it helps having Crozier back in the game when they go back to that zone. They played a lot of man the third quarter. Now they're back to that aggressive zone. Same play they tried to run, and same result this time, a turnover.
Yeah, the turnover numbers have really dropped for Salem, but it picks up there. Lanesville the ball in a 1-point lead. Warner, again, inside out has been the key. Not that time for Campbell.
No, but by gosh, she's made 3 of them. I understand her taking that. It was a wide open look. She just didn't quite have it in her hands when she shot it.
But instead of those flared threes, now you're getting those inside out looks from 3 against this zone. Rats poked away. And then Gordon rips it away.
You can see why this team averages 16 steals on the year. They've really picked it up here in the 4th. Defensively, active hands.
Warner trying to go for the drop step, but again, that size advantage plays well for Salem. Great weak side crash by Campbell.
And Natalie Dean missed the block out for Salem. And again, the middle of the zone is where you need to kind of probe that defense. There's the high flash, weak side, should have inaccurate pass. At the same time, you had Kennedy Gordon setting that flare screen.
Right.
And Haley Crozier was not in position to catch the pass. Turnover.
I think that was more of a case of you got it. I think both players thought the other one was, that pass was designed for them. See Joe Hinton providing a little advice on the sidelines there.
A lot of wins on that bench between
just
those.
A few with the Hinton
head
last
coach
name. Yeah. Hickey for 3 for the lead. No. And Warner at the rebound.
I know it's an open shot, but this late in the game, Hickey, typically the last reserve that her dad uses. Probably not the shot Dad wanted her to take right there, trailing by 1.
Now does Lanesville simply make Salem come get him, get out of the zone?
I think you do. You're 20-1. You've got the lead. 20-1 on the season. You're playing at home in front of a great senior night crowd. Don't need to rush it. Work it out there and see if Salem's going to come out of that defense. Yep, they're going to go high post, high low look. Nice.
Warner got it. The assist to Sonner. 8-2 spurt here by Lanesville.
Coach Hinton actually was telling her to pass it back out, but the high-low is already engaged, and it worked.
Let me check my math. 8 in a row for the Eagles to start the quarter. That was touched by Crozier.
Partner, you said in the first half if we were keeping deflections by pencil, we'd be out of lead. This fourth quarter, it's really coming back to be the same situation. Just Salem just getting almost every pass or dribble touched by the Eagles defensively.
And a timeout called by Jerry Hickey.
Going to be a full one.
It will be a full timeout. Go ahead and keep it right here. Let's thank our friends at First Harrison Bank. They've been serving Southern Indiana for over 130 years. 18 locations in Southern Indiana, as well as Bullitt County, Kentucky. Let Banking Butler serve all of your financial service needs at firstharrison.com. First Harrison, proud to support our Lanesville Eagles and the Salem Lions. And these two teams, despite their close proximity, do not have a lot of shared history, either in boys or girls basketball. As a kid, I remember, I believe his first name is Johnny Apple.
Jimmy Apple.
Jimmy Apple, thank you.
Jimmy Apple. I coached him at the 5-star camp.
Scored his 1,000th career point in a game at Lanesville High School back in the 80s. Fantastic player at Salem. Lanesville and Salem had like a brief 2-year series in the mid-80s. That was it. Their boys have now played on a more regular basis since then. But again, this is the first time they have played in girls basketball in over a decade. But this is a game that clearly is going to benefit both teams going forward.
Oh, absolutely. And we knew it was going to be a close one coming in. Each team was 5-1 against common opponents. Lost to the same team both times. So yeah, it's been a great one, and it's been a battle of runs, particularly this second half. A great run. Salem in that third quarter only committed 2 turnovers, so they were able to get a lot more shots up than Lanesville. But the Eagles in this fourth quarter have come back again in that zone. It's been an active zone.
In the last game Lanesville played, they allowed 2 fourth quarter points. Salem has not scored in the fourth quarter. Lanesville's outscored them 8-0.
Look, they do a great job with the hands. That was just a tough call because overall she had her exactly where she wanted. So when I say she, that being Emma Campbell. Really good defensive stand there. Just got a hand on the body there for the push.
Team's 5th foul.
So that comes into play.
No free throws.
Yeah. Love how Crozier moves her feet. And there's the travel. Just the constant pressure on her. And Sydney Brown, normally a very good ball handler. Just I think the pressure is starting to wear Salem down a little bit.
What are you looking for here, Lanesville, offensively?
Well, it depends if we're going to play zone or man. Let's see what defense. This is going to be a 1-3-1 as they come into the picture. Nope, it's going to be man-to-man defense here. So now you're going to try to run your offense, get a layup. See if you can get a mismatch here of who's guarding who. In this situation, Kennedy Gordon's got a little, well, but she threw it away.
That was a tough pass.
Yeah, real tough pass. That's a good fast break.
Brown shot blocked, and then inadvertently Knoll just trying to go for the loose ball. Played through Crozier in trying to get it, and that'll be a foul against Salem. And it has been because of the amount of zone both teams have played at different times, it's why it's been such a quick game. It's why it's been such a limited foul game, because there have not been many trips to the free throw line. In fact, we have had a combined 4 players that have shot free throws in tonight's game.
Okay, extending the pressure now. So 1-2-1-1. That almost a steal. Now let's see if they take a layup. Nope, they're going to pull it back out. They had numbers. They had 3-on-2, but it wasn't a great break right now because their post players both were kind of standing on the block.
And really, that's the first time we have seen a full court pressure look from Salem. And because of their numbers, they really can't play that defense right now. That is, believe me, how Jerry likes to play and has played in the past.
Down to a minute.
And that's a foul.
Going to be on Sydney Brown. It's going to be her 3rd, I think.
And it'll be side out of bounds.
Yep. Nope, her 4th. Sorry, I missed one on the score sheet here.
This is playing out very much like a tournament game, is it not?
It is, and that's great for both teams here, particularly for the Lanesville Eagles to play a 3A team, be leading, which doesn't surprise me, but I knew it was going to be a close one here against a good competitive team here. There's the trap.
Keep away continues.
Jump ball.
Gonna be a foul.
Nope, got her on the wrist. I thought at first she may have tied her up, but then the wrist came over. Foul's going to be on Abigail Ratz. That's going to be her second.
That is the 7th team foul. So Campbell will shoot 1 plus the bonus. Emma on the year, 2 of 5 from the free throw line. See her shoot a lot of threes in the second half and make 3 for the game.
Senior night. Joey, remind everybody, one of only 2 seniors the Eagles have.
She has had one to remember. Had the first basket of the game, had 2 huge threes to turn it from 36-31 Salem to 37-36 Lanesville.
And her fellow senior, Kennedy Gordon, had 7 points in the first half to help them build that lead up at halftime. Been very quiet here the second half.
Makes them both. So a 2-possession game with under a minute left to go.
They're going to stay in the press so they don't give up a layup. That's a good thing. Now in the half court, they don't need to be quite that aggressive. The clock is their friend as long as it's running. And Salem's got their back turned to the basket, deep into the bench, and
another
deep
turnover.
pass.
And then Noel's going to commit a foul going for the loose ball. And let's again point out that in the last 2 games, Lanesville has played 2 teams that have reached state championships in the last 5 years. And they've allowed a combined 2 points in the 4th quarter of those last 2 games.
You know, their defense in the 3rd quarter, they switched to zone or switched to man-to-man for one reason or another, but they went back to their bread and butter that's been great this game, the zone, and they are knocking free throws down. There's the other senior, Kennedy Gordon. She's got 8 now.
Gordon, a 72% shooter on the season. Lanesville as a team, 66% from the line. Made them both. Tremendously balanced effort by the Eagles tonight. No player has more than 11. 3-possession game. Crozier got her hands on it. Fight for the loose ball.
Great save.
Able to track it down, and Campbell.
Coach Hinton called a quick timeout there as soon as they got possession to get either a lineup change if she's going to make a change, which she is not. She just wanted to make sure they had possession. They're going to talk about it.
Full timeout. Let's take a break. 23 seconds left to play. Eagles have the ball. They lead by 7. Back to wrap it up after this on the ISC Sports Network.
You need it, we have it. Lineberry Lumber and Hardware in Corden and Lineberry Home and Hardware in Floyd's Knobs has everything you need for all your home improvement projects. Paint, stains, lumber, lawn and garden, tools, windows, doors, grills, including Big Green Egg, and more. It's all in our warehouse that stocks over 67,000 items. Our experienced sales and design team offers friendly hometown customer support. Stop by today, give us a call, or visit lineberrylumber.com.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
So back to action. We saw 3 seconds have ticked off the clock. 19 seconds left to go. Sonner, the long outlet. Nope, couldn't recover it.
I love the call. The pass was just a little short. One, it gets you inbounds, it gets the ball inbounds, and 2, it gets Sonner a chance to spread the defense out. But pass was just a little short. Nice job by the Salem defense.
If you're going to turn it over, do it there, 84 feet away, not 45 feet away. Ratz fouled, and Ratz, who has 21 of Salem's 36, will go to free throw line to shoot 2. Gordon commits the foul. 4th on Gordon, and Ratz just scores the first Salem point of the quarter with 11 seconds left to play in it.
She has been the only really consistent, obviously, player for Salem on offense tonight. So credit Lanesville's defense. She's gotten hers, but no one else has really got started. Natalie Knoll had 6 at halftime and still has 6.
Campbell with the rebound.
Meet the pass in the middle.
Warner.
Reverse it. Okay.
At this point, Salem's not going to foul, and Lanesville will come out with another impressive victory. It's one of the best wins of the season for the Lanesville Eagles. And on senior night, the winningest senior class in program history, goes out with a W. 43-37. Lanesville gets the win. They outscore Salem 12-1 in the fourth and final quarter. We'll take this quick timeout, come back and wrap it up from Lanesville. Eagles win to get to 21-1 here on the ISC Sports Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Back for the final time at Lanesville tonight. Greg Rakestraw, Pete Smith with you on the ISC Sports Network. Again, Lanesville led the entire first half. They led by 8 at the break. Salem owned third quarter, outscored Lanesville in that quarter by a margin of 17-4. Eagles respond, like the back of that shirt says. Flight. They took it 12-1 in quarter number 4. Overall, Coach, your final thoughts on this one?
Impressive win by Lanesville. When their defense faltered a little bit in the third quarter, Salem took advantage of it, but great senior night win for them. I'll tell you, a person that didn't score a basket in the game, Hadley Crozier, was so instrumental defensively, pressuring the ball. Great win for them, 21-1 on the season.
From the Salem perspective, simply put, Natalie Knoll will not be not like that the rest of the year. I mean, she's going to play at a high level of basketball, Division II, Maryville University in St. Louis. 6 points, all in the second quarter. And again, a couple of days removed from making 8 threes in a game, she made 0. Now, Lanesville's defense had a lot to do with that, but there'll be better days for the Salem Lady Lions team.
Salem only made 1 3-pointer the whole game. That was in that third quarter when they got that run to take the lead.
Again, against 2 pretty good basketball teams the last couple of times out, Lanesville has outscored their foes in the fourth quarter 26-3. Again, for a team that hasn't played a lot of competitive fourth quarters during the course of the season. Thank you, Dennis Glover. Thank you, Jake Morris. Thank you to Zach Payne, the athletic director at Lanesville, for having us out. And thanks to my mom for providing the live studio audience this evening. Thanks for watching us. Thank you, First Harrison Bank, Blocker Concrete, Main Street Barbershop, and Limeberry Lumber. Let's do this again soon, shall we? Lanesville wins it 43-37. Good night from Lanesville and Mulberry here on the ISC Sports Network.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.